He started playing when he was 17, back in the 50s, and really was quite instrumental in his youth in sort of building the 60s folk club scene in London. He was a friend of Bob Dylan and Paul Simon many years ago, and is known for reconstructing old traditional ballads, traditional English ballads. My mother comes from a folk singing family called the Watersons, and they were from the north of England. They're from Hull, which is in the north of England, and they were also instrumental in the beginning of the 60s folk revival, the formation of the folk clubs, and the beginning of basically the professional music scene that I work on now.
And were your parents both from musical families?
Really, both sides of my family are musical. My mother's side of the family were all travellers and gypsies. Her grandmother, she was brought up by her grandmother. Both of her parents died when she was very young. She had an uncle that played the trumpet. Her father played the banjo. He used to listen to American radio during the Second World War, and he used to learn the songs off the radio like that. Her grandmother was very into the sort of old romantic ballads, like the Spinning Wheel and things like that. And she used to sing when they were little. The whole family sang. The whole family danced. And I was brought up in that kind of a family. My mother and her brother and her sister were in a singing group. My dad joined that singing group. And then when I was old enough, I joined the family as well.
So you had a very musical upbringing.
My upbringing was, I suppose some people might think it was quite a hippie upbringing. I was brought up on a farm that had 3 houses in a row, with me and my mum and dad in the end house, my uncle, my mum's brother, and his wife and their 4 children in the middle house, and then my mum's sister and her husband and their 2 children on the other end house. And we grew up basically self-sufficient. We had animals, and we had chickens and goats and pigs and horses and things like that. And we grew up singing together and living together in that environment in North Yorkshire in the 1970s. Because my parents were professional musicians and touring musicians, we had a lot of touring musician friends who would come and stay at the farm, and they would sing and play all the time. There was music all around.
Finished? So, listening to you. Just I said listening to you. What does she say about this?
Okay, what is her overwhelming memory of her childhood? Overwhelmed. What is
Exhausting. What makes you tired, exhausted, bored? This is overwhelming.
What she said about her childhood, she said that they were living in north of England.
In Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, yes. They lived with neighbors. Okay, her neighbors were okay, her mother's
relatives,
sisters,
relatives, distant relatives.
And they grew up together with relatives' children.
Or cousins, as well, we can say.
With cousins. So they had a lot of animals, horses,
cattle, basically, we can say.
They feel that they are self-sufficient because
they try to be self-sufficient and
yes,
They
Yeah.
wanted to be independent.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
And they gathered with cousins and
They gathered cousins.
and played music and sing.
Mhm. Or directly, you can say cousins and actually all the cousins gathered to play musical instruments or to play together. Maybe you can say. In that case, gather means meet. No need to say after it's with. Gather with someone.
Uh-huh.
We gathered. Finish. It will be easier to say. Mhm. And then, father in the 50s, 60s, the Wattersons, mother's grandmother.
Okay, her father in the 50s and 60s started playing guitar,
Mhm.
and Wattersons are a relative from her mother's side.
Mhm.
Her mother's grandmother, she was a traveler.
Okay, nomads, travelers, we can say.
Travelers.
And then they were going on the tours, as well we can say.
What it means, tours?
A musical tour,
Uh-huh.
concerts.
Uh-huh.
Then, tour.
Tour. This tour.
No, I'm saying tour. Like tourism tour.
Tour.
Mhm.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, they were
Now it's okay.
touring musician.
Yes, perfect.
What about spinning wheel? I didn't understand.
You don't know spinning wheel?
Wheels spinning.
Uh-huh. But what they say about spinning wheel in this music, in this podcast, sorry.
I didn't understand. If I listen for the second time,
Spinning wheel is the name of this group.
Name of the group?
Yes, the spinning wheel.
Mhm.
So the farmer, she was brought up. Actually, you said something about it at the beginning. That
It's
sheep,
located
cattle.
in the northern England,
Mm-hmm.
and her parents' friends were their neighbors,
Mm-hmm.
and were their co-player in music.
Perfect. So as well, you said her parents' friends mentioned. So can you read the glossary section, please? Then we will move.
An American singer-songwriter who has influenced popular music and culture for more than 5 decades.
Mhm.
Paul Simon, an American singer-songwriter, and at one time half of the duo Simon and
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel. Two persons in one.
Mhm.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Like Harley Davidson. Do you know Harley Davidson?
Yeah.
Two people.
Like
It's the name of two people. Harley and Davidson. Two guys established this company. Because of it, it's called Harley Davidson. It's not only one person. It's a common mistake. It is the same.
Okay. Hull, a city in Yorkshire, England.
Mhm.
Travelers,
Gypsies.
people who traditionally travel around and live in caravans.
Hippie. In some
Hippie.
cultures, we call them like this.
Banjo, a musical instrument like a guitar with a long neck, a round body, and 4 or more strings. And the spinning wheel, an Irish ballad written in the middle of 80s.
In the mid-80s. So, 800s we can say. Can you listen to the second part now of this podcast and then answer the questions?
Okay.
1.20 Interview with a folk musician. Part 2.
Do you think it was inevitable that you'd become a professional musician?
Well, if you were ever to ask any of us we would definitely have all said no. I wanted to be a writer. My mum certainly didn't want me to go on the road. My mum retired in 1965, 66 from professional touring to raise me. I mean, the road is a difficult place, whether you're traveling with your family or with a band or on your own. And she certainly didn't want that for me. My dad also probably never thought that I would do it, but I ended up exactly following his footsteps and quitting school when I was 17 and going on the road, and I've been on the road ever since.
Can you tell us about your first public performance?
My dad says that my first public performance was at the Fylde Folk Music Festival in Fleetwood in Lancashire when I was 6. And we were at the Marine Hall and they were singing, the Watersons, the family group was singing, and I asked if I could go up on stage with them, and I was 6. And Dad said, well, you probably don't know everything, so just you can stand next to me on stage and we'll start singing, and if you know the song, just pull on my leg and I'll lift you up to the microphone. You can join me. God, it must have been awful. But yes, apparently, the first song they started up singing, tugged on his leg, picked me up, and held me to the microphone and sang that. And he was like, "Did you enjoy that?" "Yes, I did." And put me down again and they started singing the next one. Tugged on his leg, same thing. And he just ended up doing the whole concert with me sitting on his hip, which now I have a 6-year-old. I know how heavy she is. It must have been quite difficult, God bless him.
Has having children yourself changed your approach to your career?
Yes, in a way. Yes, in a way it has. I've just reordered my working year because my eldest daughter has just started school. So I'm not free to take the children with me on the road anymore, and I'm now bound by the school term. So I try to work only on the weekends and in school holidays now, and I try to be mummy from Monday to Friday, taking them to school, bringing them back again. I'm not getting a great deal of sleep, but then I don't know many mothers of 6 and 4-year-olds that are getting a great deal of sleep.
Finished. So, ready?
Yes.
Let's start.
What do you think Eliza Garcia was like as a child? And what do you find out about her as a mother? Did Eliza Garcia originally want to become a musician? She said just no.
Why she said no? Don't you remember?
No, I don't remember. I didn't listen.
Especially, she talked about. She didn't think about becoming a musician, but living with musician family, parents, cousins, she became a musician, of course. Because when she was 8 or maybe younger than 8, approximately, maybe 3, 4, if I remember correctly, her parents took her to the musical tours, concerts. They went on tour together. And then she wanted to sing with her dad. But of course, her dad didn't allow her to do it, if I remember correctly. As well, is Akart originally want to become a musician? Of course not.
Second, why did her mother retire? She retired in 1965 or 1966, but
Почему? What is the reason?
she said blah blah blah.
Blah, blah, blah is not English. I need an English sentence. Do you have an idea about it?
No, I have no idea.
Maybe just she wanted to spend her time with her family. Maybe she got tired. And of course,
yes,
Elsa Carter is a small child. Actually, was a small child at that time. Maybe her mother wanted to raise her daughter very well, not on the roads. Maybe can it be the reason?
Maybe.
Maybe. So third one.
How old she was at her first public performance? She was 6 years old.
Why not? This is my turn. Why not? So, how much did she sing during the concert?
She said something laughing, but what I don't understand.
Generally, when she was young, as I said to you, she didn't want. Actually, she wanted to sing, but not too much. Just she sat nearby her dad. Sat nearby her dad or her parents, and just if I remember correctly, she sang herself. We can say. And 5.
How has she organized her life because of having her own children? She has reordered her working, and she tries to be a mommy of 2 children to
If I remember correctly, she said that I don't want my children to have such kind of life like how I had from tour to tour, from tour to tour, and I don't want to just drag them or kick them, push them to visit or to go on tours with me always, something like that. And how she has organized her life, I think she waited their age to go on a tour, maybe we can say.
yeah,
She spent her time with them
she wanted that her children
till growing up.
go to school. What does she feel she has lacking at the moment? She said no what worse, she said. I didn't search.
Sleep.
Sleep?
Time. She said. If you have children, you cannot sleep.
Yes, that's true.
So whenever you want, you can refund them back. So true or false? Let's listen to the third part and then choose true or false.
Make the sentence true. Sentences. The reason she doesn't like working alone is because it's
1.21 Interview with a folk musician. Part 3.
You do a lot of collaborations with other musicians. What is it that appeals to you about working like that?
I like working with others. I don't like working alone. I don't know if that's because I don't trust myself or I just don't like being alone. I like being surrounded by a big crowd of people. I suppose that's partly to do with my upbringing. There was always so many people around that I'm at my best. I'm at my best in a large event where loads of people are running around doing things and we're all sort of collaborating with each other and there's lots of ideas and everyone's having, a creative time. And that's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I feel I work best. And that's why at the moment I have a 13-piece band and it's just heaven for me, being with so many people and just feeling like a part of the big machine. I love that.
Is there a difference between playing with your family and playing with other people?
Yes, very much so. I'm not sure if I could tell you how different or why it's different. My dad is very eloquent on how and why it's different, and he knows that uniquely because he joined the Watersons, and the Watersons was a brother and two sisters, and he joined that. And of course, he was married to my mom, but he wasn't related to her. And there is this thing within family groups, this blood harmony thing, this intuition. You have similar sounding voices, you know where a relative is going to go. And that may be because you know each other so well, but it also may be whatever it is that binds the family together anyway.
Would you like your children to follow in your footsteps?
I get very, very excited when the children love music. I get very excited. My daughter Florence is very, very sharp. She listens and she plays Twinkle Twinkle on the violin, plucking like that, and on the guitar as well. And she's she has a very, very good sense of rhythm. And she loves foreign languages as well. There's a real sort of correlation there between language and singing. She has great pitch. She is able to learn songs and things very, very quickly, and I love that. And Isabella, my youngest as well, she's really showing interest in it. I love it when they do that. As to whether or not I'd want them to be touring musicians, I think I'm probably at the same opinion as my mother, which is no, not really. But I think the world is changing anyway. I don't know how many touring musicians there are going to be in the world in 20 years when they're ready. I don't know.
시작.
About fifth question, Eliza Garcia's daughter's Florence plays 3 musical instruments. Yes, and also sings well. Probably, she said that her daughter is able to learn foreign languages.
But it's not about singing very well because they could just playing on violin, twinkle twinkle. It's not about 3 musical instruments.
Twinkle, twinkle, violin, guitar.
But where is third one?
Guitar. Twinkle, violin.
Twinkle is the name of the song, if I remember correctly.
Name of the song?
She said twinkle, twinkle on violin.
On violin.
So there is no 3 musical instruments, only 1.
2 musical instruments. And
7.
her younger daughter Isabella is not yet interested in music. I didn't heard.
Isabella, I think at the beginning of this conversation, she mentioned, if I remember correctly, that she's interested in music and then she wants them to interest in music as well. But it's false. It's not, you said, because So let's try to correct your previous answers. Can we correct?
Of course,
On
blood
A.
was a blood relation. The group, the water sons.
Mhm. Not blood relationship they have.
She talked about the blood relation.
But there is no blood relation between them.
Because her mother is the water son.
Mhm. Not that. So. I think we need to listen to one more time. Then fill in the blanks, please.
That's okay.
One point 22. Interview with a folk musician. Looking at language. 1.
And they were also instrumental in the beginning of the 60s folk revival, the formation of the folk clubs, and the beginning of basically the professional music scene that I work on now.
2.
And were your parents both from musical families?
Really, both sides of my family are musical.
3.
My mum retired in 65, 66 from professional touring to raise me. I mean, the road is a difficult place.
4.
But yes, apparently, the first song they started off tugged on his leg.
5.
Has having children yourself changed your approach to your career?
Yes, in a way. Yes, in a way it has.
6.
The Watersons was a brother and 2 sisters, and he joined that. And of course, he was married to my mom, but he wasn't related to her.
7.
And Isabella, my youngest as well, she's really showing interest in it. I love it when they do that. As to whether or not I'd want them to be touring musicians,
8.
but you know, I think the world is changing anyway. I don't know how many touring musicians there are going to be in the world in 20 years.
Do you need help?
Yes, 5th, 6th, and 7th. I didn't understand.
5. Yes, in a way. In a way.
Ah, in a way. And then she repeated it again, yes?
And
Yes.
in a way. Mhm. Not close, she said, and of course he was married to my mom. You fabricated very well. So next one, 7. Do that S2 weather, not I still, S2.
As to,
Mhm.
whether or not I want them to be current musicians.
Yes. So how do these discourse markers affect the meaning of what she said?
And the meaning of what it says. Extra. Okay, the first. She uses these discourse markers
Mhm.
to fill the not gap, pause
Mhm.
when she is in process of thinking how to say
To connect different ideas, we can say basically, or to increase the emphasis on the sentence, we can say. So it
Yeah.
increases it to strength and to the power, fluency of her conversation. So, can you listen to these 5 people and then write the capital letters of their names in these boxes? What they say, tell me please, about their family trees.
1.23. 1.
Tom,
How much do you know about your family tree?
Actually, a surprisingly large amount. My dad's quite into genealogy in the family tree, so he's actually traced my surname back to, I think it's 12th century Durham, and we've gone to there and seen our crests on the family, on the font at the church and everything. So yeah, quite far back, Saxon name, and yeah, no Normans or anything. So yeah, quite a lot.
Is there anyone in your family that you'd like to know more about?
I think, yeah, there's one called Elizabeth Elstob. She was a poet in London, actually, and it would be quite interesting to know a bit more about her because she was quite famous by all means, but I don't know enough about her to be able to talk about it, really. So, yeah.
2.
Kent.
How much do you know about your family tree?
I know a fair amount about my family tree. I know we come back from ancestors in Sweden and England, and I know we've traced it back, I think, to the 1500s for some of the lines.
Have you ever researched it?
I haven't personally done a lot of research about my ancestors. I know we have the books and we have the stories and the journals, and it's all there. So I guess I'd be interested to know a little bit about what my ancestors did before they came to America, because I think they were farmers. I'm not entirely sure.
3.
Alison, how much do you know about your family tree?
I know a little bit because my dad's done some research into his side of the family. We know that my father's side stretches back to the 1700s in Cornwall. My great-great-grandfather went down on the Titanic. Interesting piece of family history. And we've got some family artifacts for that.
Is there anyone in your family that you'd like to know more about?
Probably the wife of the man who went down with the Titanic. I think she had quite an interesting and quite difficult life. She had a baby, brought it up by herself, so sounds like an amazing woman.
4.
Marilyn. How much do you know about your family tree?
I know quite a lot because a relative of my father's did some research on our family tree about 20 years ago. So, well, I know that my father's family is from Luxembourg. And in fact, when I worked there, I tried to get in touch with some distant relatives, but they weren't interested.
Is there anyone in your family that you'd like to know more about?
Well, guess what? It's precisely those relatives who are still living in Luxembourg, but what can I do? If they didn't want to meet me, oh well, I guess it's just destiny.
5.
Hannah. How much do you know about your family tree?
You know, I know a little bit about my family tree because I was lucky enough to grow up with having great grandparents in my life until about like 9th grade. So I know a lot from them, and they told me a lot of stories about their parents and grandparents, but it doesn't go much further than that. And that's only on my dad's side. I know about immigration from Russia, but that's all I know. And then my mom's side, I really don't know a lot about, but it's something I'm interested into.
Have you ever researched it?
I've tried to research it a little bit, like doing the ancestry.com thing, but I haven't really gotten much further than that.
Is there anyone in your family that you'd like to know more about?
I'd love to know more about my great-grandmother's grandmother. So I guess that would be my great-great-great-grandmother. She was involved with Prohibition, and I heard stories of her like making alcohol in their house and then like smuggling it to other areas of, they actually lived in New York, so other areas of the city. Yeah.
Finished.
Who mentions the foreign ancestors and where were they from? Kant mentions that his ancestors are from Sweden and came to England.
Mm-hmm.
Meriden, the ancestors from Luxembourg, and Hannah from Russia.
So let's come to section B and the first one. Whose ancestor died in a famous disaster?
Famous disaster. They mentioned about Titanic and Ellison. Not
With only A, you need to write.
Yeah.
Yep.
Has traced their family tree back almost 1,000 years. Maryland, probably.
I don't know about Marilyn. Are you sure?
No, I'm not sure. It was in the middle of the
Maybe beginning. Tom. I think it's 12th century, he said.
At all.
He said something about 12th century. So it can be Tom. Mm-hmm.
Has tried unsuccessfully to contact some distant relatives, Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Has used www.ancestry.com to research their family tree. Hannah. And thinks their ancestors work on the land. Can't.
Yes. Can't.
Can't.
Not can't, can't. So Can you complete these sentences? I think you need to listen to it again.
Quite. More than half I didn't understand.
Okay, no worries. Second one, I'm not entirely sure.
What?
I am not entirely sure.
Entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, well, yes, well.
Guess what is precise with those relatives? Guess what?
Yes, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't.
But it doesn't go much further. Mm-hmm. Further. Further. Mm-hmm. Not for them. Further.
Further.
Mm-hmm.
But doesn't go much further than.
So let's see next part. How much do you know about your family tree? Have you ever researched it?
I know. I quite know about my family tree because I don't have a lot of relatives now.
Mm-hmm.
I know my relatives, but they are spread over the world, and now I have not a lot of relatives who lives nearby, and because of our history, we don't know about our families for deeper than 18.
Earlier than 18th century.
yes, further than 8 centuries,
Mhm.
because revolution, world wars.
So, is there anyone in your family that you would like to know more about?
Yes, sure. I'd like to know more about my grandfather from my father's side,
Mhm.
and I would like to know more about family from my mother's side.
Mhm. Do you know anyone who works in a family business? And how well do the relationships work?
No, I have no examples of family businesses and
Mhm. So,
works.
would you like to work with your parents or with your siblings?
No,
No.
because in our relations, if I would work with my
Relatives,
or
siblings.
relatives, I would make them some, I don't know how to say in English,
Kill them.
concessions.
Argue with them or politely kill them, maybe we can say.
Mhm.
So, do you think it's easier or more difficult for children of successful parents to become successful themselves?
It depends on how parents grow up their children. I
Mhm.
have two examples whose children are using their wellness but doesn't study and,
Mhm.
and don't make the wellness higher.
Their not wellness, maybe their welfare, their prosperity, maybe as well we can say. So. Come to the end. Do you have questions before finishing it?
No, I have no questions.
Okay. So, thank you for today. Take care of yourself. See you in the next lessons. Bye bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.